Let's take a look at tonight's starting goalies presented by Kia Motors.
He's trending toward a half a decade in net for the Dallas Stars. Time goes quick. Kari Lehtinen. Plan is to have him play about 60 of the 82 games this season. And his in-game workload should go down under the tutelage of Lindy Ruffin behind the bench. At the other end, Tim Thomas, one of the more intriguing stories entering this season. The former Vezina winner appeared done when he walked away from the Bruins 2 years ago. He's back in the NHL in Florida.
Tyler Seguin makes his Dallas debut tonight. 16 goals, 32 points, and a plus 23 last season. He's been to the Stanley Cup Finals twice. He won one and lost one. And Razor, he looks like he is really raring to go.
I think the whole group are. You know, unfortunate for a lot of the teams that haven't started yet. They sit around for a couple of nights, watch the league start. They're already chomping, and here we go.
And so it's Matthias to oppose Tyler Seguin. Seguin has Eric Cole on his right and Jamie Benn back to left wing. And it all begins tonight. Sergei Gonchar, number 55, to Alex Goligoski, Dallas's top defensive pair, joining that top crew up front. Jamie Benn shot it, tipped by Cole right over the top of the net. Cole's a left shot to play that right wing to the Stars. Seguin with the steal, but then he lost it. Tom Gilbert, Brian Campbell, the opening pair on defense for Kevin Dineen. They've got Matthias with Kopecky and Winchester up front to oppose this trio. Gilbert up ahead. Jesse Winchester fires it in, and both teams make early changes. Dallas Stars were a very symmetrical 11, 11, and 2 at home and on the road last year. They did not qualify for the playoffs for the 5th straight year, and Alex Chiasson's shot dies in Tim Thomas's glove.
And partly because of that, there's a new regime in charge here in Big D and a new man in behind the bench in Lindy Ruff. Just think old school sensibility and accountability, but with his finger on the pulse of the new player. He can relate to them. He's got a lot done in a short period of time here in Dallas already.
And here they come attacking. Brendan Dillon charging down from the left point. Dillon and Robidas partnered together. The second line for the Stars, Cody Eakin in the middle, Ray Whitney and Alex Chiasson. Chiasson had 6 goals in his first 6 NHL games last year, but now he's chasing Marcel Gotch. Kari Lehtinen settles it down, and the faceoff will come in the Stars zone.
Well, the head coach of the Panthers is Kevin Dineen, his 3rd year in behind their bench. The former Hartford Whaler great took a group that had a lot of inflow of new players to the playoffs 2 years ago, decimated with injuries last year. Said this morning that there's a lot of similarities between the group he has this year and what he had 2 years ago, because again, they're adding all these new players, young and old, and trying to forge a team.
He just hopes he doesn't have to dress another 37 of them this year. Face up in the Dallas zone, Vern Fiddler wins it. Number 43, Valery Nichushkin. He is Dallas's first-round pick, 10th overall. We talked about him in the open. Sean Horkoff, the longtime Oiler, is the left winger on this line. Jordy Ben changed his number. He wears 24 this year. And Trevor Daley is his partner, wearing the familiar number 6. And there, on the hybrid icing call, our first look at it, will send the faceoff back in the offensive zone for the Stars.
There is young Nichushkin, who wears number 43. I have to go through an interpreter to find out these things nowadays.
Yes.
But it's birth date, and like in Canada, the Russians and Europe in general do their months and days opposite to what they do in the United States, and that's his birth date. It's always worn it.
4-3.
It's an odd number.
Which would be March 4th. Cole shot it. Seguin picks it up. Ben back out to the line. Goligoski's blast is denied in front. Ryan Whitney, one of the guys they just signed on the back end there, but he turns over the puck to Tyler Seguin. Passing to Ben in the corner. Gonchar dropped back of the net. And the puck chipped away by Boyce. Gave it to Huberdeau, the young sophomore. The Stars recollect, and Goligoski prancing right back across. Gomez slashing at him. Goodbranson finishing off the check on Goligoski. Puck battle in the corner in the Florida zone. Ryan Garbett wearing number 16 this year. He's toward the front of the net. He tips it, and Thomas makes the save.
The aggressive Tim Thomas. Alex Goligoski and Gonchar paired together on the Stars blue line, a sort of reacquainting of a couple of guys who played not all the time, but at times with the Pittsburgh Penguins. a few years back. And I think this system that's being put in place by Lindy Ruff and his staff fits Goligoski's game well. Some of it's up to him. He's got to get his confidence back from what we've seen the last couple of years.
Stefan Robidas, confident attack there. Roussel, number 21, changed his number 2. Shot from Garvin. And we should mention Chris Mueller, the center on this fourth line. He's one of the new boys.
He is. There's quickness on this fourth line, if you will. And I think that's what you're seeing more and more around the NHL, where instead of being big bruisers, bangers on your fourth line, you see a lot of guys who can scoot around. There's Mueller. Right shot center iceman. Gets an opportunity to start a season in the NHL. It's usually the last cut in training camp. With the injury to Peverley, or ailment, or malady, he should be back, though, I think, for game number 2 of this season.
That was the plan as Winchester takes the Dallas line, steps past Ray. Whitney lost his stick in the exchange. Whitney picks it up. Don Mathias in the corner. Robida tapped it ahead. Jason let it go through his skates and then chips it in against Weaver. Big hit by Jason, dislodging the puck. Winchester unthoughtfully across the ice, and Jordy Benn. Daly let it go to Eakin. Putting it into the corner where he wanted to put it. Ryan Whitney for Goodbranson. Turned back behind his net, 3.5 into the first period. Opening night for the Stars and the Florida Panthers.
Who's that?
And we'll see everybody here, and we'll go everywhere this year with the new realignment and scheduling.
Yeah, I think for everyone, it's the new and the unknown because of that, too. You know, the last time that the Stars played in every building and every team played here in Dallas was the 1997-98 season. The Stars were in the Central. It was the last year they were in the Central Division. The only 2 guys for the Stars that even remember that were a part of it are Whitney and Gonchar.
Like counting the rings on the tree. Versteeg centers it. He goes out to the line. Ryan Whitney dumped it into the corner. Daly tripped up in front of the net. He was entangled with Versteeg.
Oh, wow.
Goodbranson dislodges Fiddler at center ice. Shushkin in the throw ahead. Fiddler back up on his skates. Burrowing in to keep it alive to Horcoff. He dropped it, but no one was on the wing. Versteeg tapped it out toward Gotch, and the Stars regroup at their own line. Alex Goligoski. Deshaun Horcoff at center, and again, a very deliberate dump into that far corner. Tom Gilbert played the last 2 seasons in Minnesota. He was one of the late signs, along with Brad Boyes and Tim Thomas for the Florida Panthers. Panthers are in on the attack. Boyes can't find the puck. Sagan will. Here he goes against Campbell. Tried to slide it to Ben. And getting there first is the youngster Barkov, who then taps it back. Florida Panthers have failed to qualify for the playoffs in 15 of their 19 seasons. Again, we mentioned it's a long drought for the Stars, so these 2 teams hoping to be a part of everything this year. Huberdeau shot that. Gonchar blocked it with the skate. Ben takes it forward, gives it to Sagan. Trying to turn on the Jets. Fired up a pad save by Thomas.
There's that speed you're going to see from Sagan. Backed him off, got a pretty good chance. Then a body belt by Ben on the rookie Barkov. Some strong early season alliteration out of me too, Ralph.
Very good. Well, you don't miss a beat, do you?
Wow, that was an elbow to the head there. That's 2 big hits along the Stars' left wing side.
Weaver really gave it to him with the elbow.
It's like the officials are letting them get into this thing a little bit here. You watch the other games, it's chaotic early for teams that haven't played yet.
Mueller left it at the line. Garbutt fires pad save Thomas. Kulikov to the rebound. And he's able to flare it out to center ice. Gomez played in San Jose last year, and now he's sandwiched in front of the Dallas bench. Speed and aggression early. Goodbranson firing, but it's Kopecky leaving his skate in the air, thus offside.
Boy, Vern Fiddler popped right up after he got nailed along the wings. A tough pass for him. He's just trying to chip it in, and Goodbranson avalanched him with humanity. Boom, big hit along the boards. Ben comes back, though, and rocks the world of the rookie for the Panthers, Barkov. Goodbranson was the guy who went 3rd overall the year Sagan was picked 2nd by Boston and Taylor Hall number 1. He's sort of like the Curtis Lesician of the Modano Trevor Linden draft.
Right.
Back in '88.
He's a big body, 6'5", 210. Daly out off Chason. Trying to get position on Ryan Whitney. Threw the body at him instead. Ray Whitney centered it off Daly's skate. Winchester sending Matthias out in a 2-on-1 with Kopecky. Jordy Ben back. Kopecky taking the pass, and Ben driving him into the corner. Chason with the puck, rink wide to Whitney. And he's having trouble with it. Matthias steals it, pad save, letting him rebound. Kari got a piece of that too. Eakin slithers his way along, and in comes to Houston. Taps it off. Goligoski, backhander. Save Thomas. It is electric here inside the American Airlines Center for opening night. Huberdeau makes a move, leaves it for Boyce. Slap shot, blocked. Huberdeau entangled with Goligoski. Horkoff into Houston. Here comes Big Val. Down the wing. Trying to stutter step. Centered it. Had a man in front. Couldn't pull the trigger. Now Fiddler goes back to Horkoff behind the line. Nichushkin cleared out a little space. Gonchar looking for a lane. Couldn't find it. Boys ate it up.
A nice little play by Nichushkin to go down. He's got a tendency, like a lot of Russian players, to take the puck to the middle at the attacking blue line. That's just not available in the National Hockey League very often. He took that one wide and tried to set a teammate up in front.
18-year-old kid. What a night for him.
Rinks are wider over in the KHL.
Ben makes the catch. Tries to leave it for a bolting Sagan who can't get there in time, and Gotch turns it the other way. Left wing pass at center. Dropped for Versteeg. Cole stripped him of the puck. Ben trying to squeeze through at the line. And he goes into the corner hard. Kulikov walked into Cole, stiffing him out. Weaver guns it around the boards. Dillon kept it away from Fleischmann. Left for Robidoux. Dancing deeper. Robidoux tried to go in front. And it's cleared off the glass, out of play. 11 and a half minutes into game one of the 2013-14 season. The score, there is no score in Dallas.
Star center iceman Cody Eakin started last season as the Stars' number 4 center iceman in game number 1. He's number 2 here tonight. And he's a wonderful all-tool hustler. He showed it on that one to get back and turn a 3-on-1 into a hard back checker. The only chance for the Panthers so far in the game was a dandy off the turnover by Whitney just inside his own blue line. Matthias had that opportunity, and Kari Lehtinen to the rescue. They haven't spent much time in their own end. It's been a good pace to this one to start it off. Our first break comes almost 9 minutes in.
And that's as simple as it sounds. That's what Lindy Ruff preaches. We don't want to spend time on our own end. We want to have the puck.
Yeah, I mean, it's not overthinking things.
No.
The less time in our zone, the more time in their zone, the better chances we're going to win the game.
There you go. Craig Ludwig concurs.
Yes.
Mueller to the line. Robidoux shooting it. Deflected away in front of Ryan Whitney's skate. Garbett in for the hit. Garbett, Roussel, and Mueller's tenacious fourth line for the Stars. Let's let it go. Shore got popped. Shot coming in. Saved Thomas. And a penalty against the Florida Panthers.
I think maybe Shore got his stick up a little high when he collided with Dillon, who's trying to bleed at center ice right now. And if he does, if there's an injury, it's not the blood. They always tell us it's the injury, not the blood. Although I don't know how you see when they bruise on the inside like a karate man.
That's correct.
Whether it should be a double minor. There it is. Good thing he had a shield on. Would have broke his nose. It's just a single minor, and here comes the Stars power play. And this is an area should uptick this year.
Sergei Gonchar, it will be a 4-forward look, and Gonchar will be the lone defenseman, quarterback, if you will. They've got Jamie Benn, Alex Chason, Tyler Seguin, and Eric Cole. And this has to be better than it's been in the last couple of years. Chipped away, and there goes Gotch. Hustling to get him is Chason. Gotch in short-handed, save, rebound, Lehtinen got that one too.
Wow. Early season larceny.
Here comes Cole the other way. Dropped it, Seguin, back toward Cole. Cole found it in front to Chiasson, and that was blocked too. Cole away from Weaver to Jamie Benn. Out to Gonchar on top. Jamie Benn shot it, blocked. Weaver blocked it. Gotch cleared it.
Boy, Kari Lehtinen to the rescue or what? One thing to give up the original chance, but no excuse to give up a rebound opportunity when you're on the power play.
Houston hauled it in. Eakin shot it around. Fresh horses for Lindy Ruff. And Whitney and Goligoski on the back end, and now they back up as Kopecky dials it back into his own zone. And the Panthers play keep away. Florida last year last in penalty killing, 30th at 74.3%. Dallas hung around middle of the pack on the power play. They ranked 18th at the end of the year. Half a minute remaining on this one. Their first of the new season. Eakin struggling to find it at center ice. Mathias filled him in. Kopecky possessing along the boards. And Eakin once more will drop it back. One final rush.
Very aggressive penalty killing. You know they talked an awful lot heading into the season, the Panthers did, about improving that 30th ranked penalty kill.
And this one is flipped ahead by Scotty Upshall. They'll get Shore back in 4 seconds. Nichushkin takes the line. Upshall impeded the pass. Fiddler contorted back of the net. Nichushkin with Kulikov. And the slightly elder Russian makes the play, and icing is called.
Well, they're fortunate they didn't give up the shorthanded goal on this power play set. They didn't really get set up. There was kind of a late pinch on a loose puck by Gonchar, and then it was Gotch, Winchester, bang, bang. You're going to give this chance up. Chiasson didn't take a penalty on it. They gave up the chance, but nobody picked the stick of Jesse Winchester, the second man to the party, and Kari Lehtinen has looked splendid on some grade A opportunities. The Stars have burped up here in the opening frame.
Shore and Fiddler to Thomas's left. Thomas is 39 years and 5 months old. Daly doesn't pull the trigger. He deferred, shot, loose, scramble in front. Thomas had it, and then he takes a big whack, and Rousseau's throwing him right after right after right. Garbutt's got a man, and then sitting around watching hockey for a couple of days produces this. Kulikov and Garbutt along the boards, and Garbutt just hammered him to the ice.
This truly was a fracas that erupted. There was some poking and prodding for the loose puck under Thomas. He took the first whack, and then it went up a notch.
Prior to all of that, Kari Lehtinen did a lot of this to keep the game scoreless with 8:40 remaining in the opening period in Dallas.
So things have been rather animous here already tonight, and it seems to be ramping up a bit. Lindy Ruff wondering what the calls are going to be after all of that. Started with a little extra from Roussel. That'll always tick everyone off. Weaver trying to protect his netminder, and then got popped heavily with a couple of rights early in that scrap. Second one erupted there, and that stings. Popped the top right off of Weaver, who was injured last year too. Which Panther wasn't injured last season? They're without Ed Jovanovski, their captain, here again tonight, who had hip surgery in the offseason, trying to extend his career. You can see where Weaver took that right. You know, you got two coaches who know one another, respect one another, and have their teams play, I think, a very similar style. It's a up-tempo, get after it, try to win, be aggressive. Not a lot of sit back in the styles that these two coach. And actually, Kevin Dineen was coaching the Buffalo Sabres farm team in Rochester when Lindy Ruff was with the Sabres, and has immense respect for Ruff. The extra minor to the Stars, which is not shocking out of all that.
Well, we've got fighting both to Roussel and Garbutt. And then, as you mentioned, there is an extra minor. We'll sort that out when we get it. The Stars get the face-off and clear it all the way down the ice. And Florida's power play was pretty good last year.
It was. I asked Deneen about that, and he said it was very predictable, but it was great at execution. So you consider the guys that were not available for them, and yet their power play was almost top 5 in the NHL. Big factor is Campbell, who has the puck right now. He is their catalyst.
He led them with 6 power play goals last season. Dallas, again, was about mid-pack on the penalty kill. That has to get better, too. Especially here. Gilbert and Campbell are the point men. Gomez sent it down. Versteeg waiting for Fleischmann, who now centered it to him, and a save Lettinen. He was ready for it.
Not a lot on that.
Jordy Ben cleared it. Fleischmann taking over again. There's Gomez pulling up. Daly staying with him. Dillon up ahead. Orkov snuck it between the point men. After a minute remaining in the minor being served by Eric Cole. 7.5 to play in the first period. The shots are evening out. It's now 8-5 Dallas. And no score yet for the Stars and the Florida Panthers. Opening night for both tonight. Panthers will have sort of a buffet of opening nights here to start the season. That's the way the schedule is.
Yeah, that's always a treat to go on the road and open every building. Every pregame ceremony.
We did that, I remember. Goodbranson hands it off. Huberdeau out to the left point. Whitney keeping it in. He can be an asset on their power play, too. Boys, two-time 30-goal scorer. Back of the net, Barkov. Goodbranson. Barkov closed on him. Barkov across the ice. Whitney couldn't catch it. Jason attacking him and working the puck to center ice. Barkov again. Trying to slide off Robidas. Minor is over. Cole is on, but the puck's still deep in the Dallas zone. Jamie Benn takes over, and Cole there to join his line mates. He'll take the pass from Benn. Seguin heading toward the net. Cole couldn't get him the puck.
Nice bench coaching by Ruff to get those two out there with Cole in the box, anticipating that he was going to bring Benn and Seguin the last portion of this penalty kill and then reunite the line with perhaps some tired players, unorganized players for the Panthers.
Seguin in, Gilbert moving it around. Goligoski shot it wide. Gonchar left it for Jamie Benn, who was covering there. Kopetsky picked it off. Looked ahead at Winchester and or Matthias and fired it in. Under 6 minutes to play in the first period. Alex Goligoski, he and Sergei Gonchar had identical numbers last year playing for different teams. 3 goals, 24 assists, 27 points. Now they're partnered together here. Gonchar was in Ottawa. Upshaw reached but couldn't get it. Gonchar back of the net, unwinding it. Stays in. Ryan Whitney pumped it around. Goligoski first man to the puck and past Goodbranson. Icing.
Well, that'll allow both coaches to reset their lineups after the special teams. Good peppy opening period for these two clubs, just tiptoeing their way into the regular season. Lindy Ruff told us the other day in a meeting that you're going to see short shifts from his crew and high shift counts. Everybody will play. A lot of guys don't want to go off the ice if they don't think they're going to be back out there rather quickly.
Then again, it's pretty simple. If I give them more shift but shorter shift, it's the same ice time. I want them fresher.
It sounds simple. Yeah. It doesn't register with hockey players that way.
Houston was held up, but he was able to kick the puck across the line. Gomez to Campbell.
Stars haven't really been able to penetrate interior much. Most of the chances they've had against Tim Thomas and the Panthers have been from the perimeter.
Fleischmann shot it. Was their leading scorer last year with 35 points, but that one accepted by Kari Lettinen to keep us scoreless late in the first period on opening night at American Airlines Center. The newlyweds, Mike and Allison Modano, and this meeting was rather short, Razor, when we said who should drop the puck for the opener tonight. And there he is. Mike Modano dropped the puck. This season, the Stars will retire number 9 in a special pregame ceremony. You can guarantee your seats to it with a 9-game plan. Get them today at DallasStars.com or 214-GO-STARS.
A lot of number 9 around here this season for good reason.
Florida has the puck in the Dallas zone. Gotch looked interior, then went to the line. Goodmanson settled it deeper. Trevor Daley popped over to get it. Chason had it poked back across, and it's offside against Florida.
I don't know, did we clean up those penalties enough to explain the Panthers are going to be without one of their defensemen, Kulikov and Garbutt, both with game misconduct, second altercation. So the Stars lose their fourth line winger. I'm not going to say that he's not important, but it's difficult to lose a defenseman and have to rotate 5 throughout a game. And he's a key guy for them, especially joining the rush offensively.
So 54 penalty minutes so far doled out in this game. A power play each, but no score. Ray Whitney, Georgia Chason, pardon me.
Just a tick late on that one. Right idea. That was magical at times late last season between those two. The veteran Whitney finding Chason heading to the net.
Whitney sends this over. Gilbert on the take. Across the ice to Campbell. And he can still do this. Away from Jamie Benn. Passing to Gilbert. To Boys. Gilbert picks it up himself. Fires it over the top of the net. Benn and Cole will go. Seguin trapped deep, but he's coming. Benn to Cole. Shot it. Saved. Thomas. Jamie Benn couldn't get to it back to the net. Robidoux keeping it in. Boys couldn't get it out.
Yeah, a lot from the outside and a lot of one and done. Not a lot of second opportunities for Dallas.
Mathias backhanding it across. Florida's changing. Goligoski sidesteps the check, gave it to Dillon. Jamie Benn turned it over. Kopetsky keeping it deep. Goligoski back in the net is overwhelmed. Puck slid to Cole. He'll hoist it out off the boards. Ryan Whitney inside his own line with 3 minutes to play in the first period. It is a victory green out here for the Stars tonight and an icing call against the visitors.
Speaking of celebrating, just a reminder as you enjoy a cold one.
Oh, yeah.
To look forward to the Miller time. It says 2 Miller time later in tonight's game, which of course is brought to you by...
Let me guess. Miller?
Miller Lite.
Yeah, thank you. We've been doing the show a while. Just step right back in, and here we go. Vern Fiddler wrestled it away from Mathias, but the Panthers get possession. Winchester falls, but is back up on his skates to take the pass. It's Kopetsky at the line. Goligoski, clever move there. Shushkin closed on. Puck goes into the stands, 4 rows up.
Very proud of my thought on this line for the Dallas Stars with young Nichushkin playing with the 2 veteran, solid, smart two-way players in Fiddler and Horkoff. Essentially, they're having Nichushkin wear a belt and suspenders as he makes his way around his first tour in the National Hockey League. Very proud of that. Very proud.
Does he have clips for his gloves, too?
Maybe. The string mittens?
Yeah. I had those. I bet you did, too. Gomez fires it in. Upshaw back in the net. In front, they score! Scott Gomez. Puck came out the short side, and it's Gomez, the 33-year-old, potting his first of the year.
Well, he came in when Weiss ended up in Detroit. They allowed him to leave. It's a smart play, a hounding play by this forward line. Come in, absorb the initial hit. Shore does that in the corner, takes a defenseman out. Strong play by Upshaw to outmuscle Eakin and get it to the front of the net, and late coverage in front by Whitney on Gomez. There's going to be room in front of the Stars net at times with the way they play defensively if wingers don't collapse down there and cover. A little late on that one, and it's costly.
Fleischman in, and that one fought off by Kari Lettman. And we have a penalty. So it's Cole, but this time for his own transgression.
The hooking minor comes with just a tick over 2 minutes remaining in the opening period. you don't want your top-line winger to spend time in the box in the opening period in your own building. The duh comment. This could go from bad to worse for the Stars, depending on whether they can get through this.
Gomez back out there. He had 2 goals in 39 games last year.
Remember the streak he went on when he was in Mount Royal?
He's out there again. Fleischman back to Campbell. Now to Fleischman. From the outside shot, Lettinen makes the stop. Gilbert and Campbell at the blue line. Versteeg joining Fleischman, and that's Gomez with the puck. Jordy Ben, Trevor Daley, Sean Horcoff, and Bernd Fiedler on the kill. Panthers come up with it. Gilbert pushing it over to Campbell. Now to Versteeg. Left foot for Gomez. Curling it back out to Campbell. Sidestepping Fiedler, returning it to Gomez. And a stick in the lane. Bernd Fiedler. Panthers recover. Campbell shooting it, deflected wide. Fleischman scraped it around the boards. There's Versteeg. Walking in, gave it to Fleischman in the corner. Back to Gomez. Centering feed for Versteeg. He's in check. Loose puck. Fiedler looking for a little bit of room. Found it. Couldn't get it out. Campbell holding the line. This group gassed. Under a minute remaining in the first period. Campbell dropping it off to Gilbert. Across the ice. Versteeg. Oh, he snapped that in a hurry.
Just off the glove of Kari Lettinen. A lot of standing still for Dallas now.
Campbell, Fleischman moving in, shooting. Blocked aside by Sean Horcoff, and Daley slugs it down finally.
The guy with the legs, the last guy to touch it and get it down. They get fresh legs on the ice. Should get through this.
Campbell with 15 left on the power play, 22 remaining in the period, takes the Dallas line. Barkov all the way across, shot, save. Boyd's looking for the rebound. Robin, a kick that's still loose in front. Off the scramble, Seguin has his man. Barkov looking for the puck. Jamie Benn clears.
Jamie Benn had a stick that's curved the wrong way. He lost his stick up the ice. He's actually using a right-handed stick, and he's left and cleared that puck out. Chaos at the end of the period, but they survive it. Lettinen was super sharp. Could have been worse. And last opportunity, they couldn't find this thing. Everybody's spinning around. Finally, in comes Ben, 14. Look at the curve on that stick. Fell to him right on his backhand. Gets it all the way down.
Craig Ramsey sharing some stories with Scott Gomez, and the Dallas Stars and the Florida Panthers are both looking to start anew tonight. Some good moments for Kari Lettinen, and it was rough too. But Florida takes a 1-0 lead to the break. When we come back, the studio is next. The Texas State Fair. What's your very favorite thing to eat at the State Fair?
You know, I always look for stuff that's fried, and I can never find it there.
All just the healthy food choices.
Deep fried lard is always my favorite.
Yes, fried in butter. Well, the Dallas Stars had a little trouble here with the penalty kill.
They could have been fried late in that period with the Panthers power play. It's a good example of their top 2 forward penalty killers communicating. 10 is Horcoff, 38 is Fiedler. And as the Panthers try to change sides and get them in eclipse and get them lost, they interchange, pound out toward points. Very disciplined, very smart. And on the tail end of all this, Horcoff understands who the dangerous guy is. Versteeg gets the puck, brings himself to the net in the give and go. Horcoff recognizes the dangerous guy, understands he can fire out from there and deal with things, makes a nice defensive play. They probably should have got it out. Tough play for Fiedler on his backhand, and it continued on. But those two are going to be their prime penalty killers this season. Sean Horcoff, our player profile here tonight. 3 things you need to know about Sean. Went to school at Michigan State, finance and math. Kind of synonymous with one another, aren't they? I would hope. He has 1 green eye and 1 brown eye, so he is blessed with heterochromia and grew up with Seattle Mariner Jason Bay, who was the 2004 Rookie of the Year with Pittsburgh.
Sean spent his first 13 seasons with the Edmonton Oilers, and They said it felt like a big weight was lifted getting a fresh start here. Kopecky in, and an early start for the Florida Panthers, who found some late life in that period. Dallas was able to kill 2 late period power plays, and now in they come, but Seguin lost it at the line. Tyler Seguin, the big offseason acquisition. He's out there with new captain Jamie Benn and Eric Cole. Seguin came over in the deal that made Louis Eriksson a Boston Bruin. In principle, that was the deal. Seguin going in after it, tying up with Gilbert. Whitney, the partial change underway for the Stars. Gilbert shot it to the line, and Marcel Gottschall was a face-off machine in the first period, winning 5 of 5, shoots it in deep. Robidas swiftly around the boards. Cole couldn't poke it out. Centering pass by Versteeg to the line for Ryan Whitney. Shot it, saved Lettinen, and got through.
So the Panthers have been quick. They're skating well and very aggressive. Same style that the Stars would like to throw at them. Panthers right now have a slight edge in that category.
Knocked all the way down the ice, and Stefan Robidas there to claim it for the Stars. Long pass through Chason's legs. I thought he might have got a piece of it, but apparently not, and it's icing ruled against Dallas.
Great through him. They changed the language on those attainable passes as well. Now, Lindy Ruff must be sitting back there, and perhaps he had some reservations about the fact his group hasn't competed in a game for a week. This group, their last preseason game here at home was last Thursday, right?
Yes.
And it's tough to get right back into it again and have all things clicking, and practice is not games. Not trying to overlap excuses, but they don't look overly crisp here tonight so far.
Jason out to Whitney at center, knocked that pass down and then into his own bench.
Ray Whitney, the sapient and cognitive skilled one, served that one up in the first period. That's going to be an important line too. I mean, they want every line to play the same here. It doesn't matter whether you're a first line or a fourth line. It's quite a list to be on too, by the way.
Oh boy.
Point of gamers. But I don't know that they've been able to really get on track so far here tonight.
And not on track again as an icing call goes against the Stars early in the second period with Florida up 1-0.
You know, you look at lines and what's going to be expected. It'd be nice if they could get a little punch offensively out of this third unit as well. A lot of times your third line is your tipping point line. The top 2 lines can cancel out. Fourth line doesn't see as much action, and your third line can really tip the balance.
Stars win this faceoff. It was rather even in the first period. Some did better than others. Jordy Benn shot it. Boys knocked it down at center ice. Horcoff will go get it. Swirled it forward. Fiddler couldn't traverse his way past Gilbert. Huberdeau across the ice. Gilbert from center. Around the boards, Lettinen partially cutting it off. Boys has position on Jordy Benn. Daly there to help pick him up. Stars winding ahead. Nichushkin out to center ice. And that's where Florida captures and takes over. Panthers have outshot Dallas 13-9 in the game. Scott Gomez has the game's only goal. Jordy Benn, Upshaw, who set it up, was on his back. Throw out. Goodbranson shot it. Blocked. Jamie Benn took a look at the kid, and now here he comes. Benn and Seguin. But they are amidst 5 white sweaters. Still.
Nice work by Benn, though, to delay his way up the ice there. Looks like he's going to give it up a couple of times, hung on to it. Now they have it in the attacking zone.
Shore has it and nudged it away. Gomez. Goodbranson to Upshaw. Back out. Gomez firing up high. Off the top of the net. It trampolined in front, and the Stars pick it off.
Big Goodbranson was right there, too. The big lumbering defenseman joined the rush on the way up.
Campbell with an outlet pass. He had the second assist on the Gomez goal. Upshaw had the primary helper.
I think that goal is going to be one of those teachable moments for their defensive zone coverage early in the season.
Long pass ahead to Whitney. Chiasson, right circle. Slap shot. No challenge for Tim Thomas. Kopecky lost it in the skate. Recovers. Gives it to Gilbert at center ice. Winchester across the line. Shoved it in deep. Back of the net, they spar for it. Mathias poked it over. Kopetsky from the wing. Versteeg on top, a shot. Blocked on its way in by the humanity in front. Chiasson spilled it out to center ice.
Very ping-pong, bing-bongy start to the second period. Both teams trying to stretch things out a little bit with benches on the other side of center ice. Long lead passes.
Robida on the gallop. Shot it wide of the net. Mueller coming in. And Ryan Whitney out to center ice to Fleischmann at the Dallas line. Whitney, Fleischmann, all the way around. And a stop by Kari Lehtinen with help from Brendan Dillon.
Good example of those shallower nets, I think, coming into play on that opportunity.
Turnover. Versteeg denied again by Kari Lehtinen. A penalty coming up here. And it's against Florida, I believe.
Yeah, it tripped up Brendan Dillon, who I think had his stick break as he attempted to exit the zone with it. That play by Ben early on, grabbed it, delay, skate with it, hang on to it, take it into the zone. They want to be a puck possession team this year, and it takes skating ability, some patience, some smarts. There's that chance off the back of the net with Gabranson driving in, and the wraparound. The nets are 4 inches shallower in behind. Players can get that sweeping move a little quicker than maybe they could a year ago. Good move by the league, I think.
Yep.
Anything to boost a little offense.
Second power play of the game for Dallas. They are 0 for 1. Weaver finds it and clears it.
This was a problem for the Stars power play last year. One of the areas that was a problem area. They didn't win a lot of draws when they were up a man, and because of that, you squander valuable moments with the power play opportunity because they all start in the attacking zone.
Sagan lost the puck. Gotch sealed up. Gonchar from the boards gave it right back to Gotch, who was able to push it forward. Dallas Stars last year, at the end of the season, among those who were still here, Ray Whitney led all Stars with 4 power play goals. The dispatched Jaromir Jagr had 6. Gilbert in the corner with Cole. Cole was the guy the Stars got back for Ryder. He also pitched in a couple of power play goals last year. And Gonchar back to find it.
Just never really set up at all on their opportunities with the extra man, that first unit.
Shushkin had trouble with the puck. Now forages to get it back. Horkoff was reaching for it. Campbell got there to clear.
The penalty killing of the Panthers has better support than what the Stars have had with the extra man. They've been really spread out.
Horkoff. Shushkin held it in. Goligoski. Whitney firing, blocked by Upshaw and nudged across the line by Shore. Half a minute remaining on the Versteeg minor. 13:42 to play in the second period. 1-0 Florida. Opening night for both these teams. And the Panthers clear it again.
Well, another example of that. Trying to knife his way in there was Goligoski, but he gets hounded by multiple players. You have to have it the other way around when you're on the power play. You got to outwork him, and I think they're getting outworked and out-hustled a little bit. Jordie Benn as the penalty expires. Versteeg is on. He and brother Jamie in. Jamie shot it. Blocked by Gilbert. Fiddler out of the corner. No option. Went to the line for Trevor Daley. Shooting it down to Fiddler, who relays further to Mueller. Leaving it for Fiddler. Gotch engaging it there. Mueller, persistent. They get it out to Daley. Double clutches. Now fires it. Deflected wide of the net. Jordie Benn charging down the boards. Gilbert back of the goal. Makes the turn. And he'll funnel it all the way down. And it is icing against the Florida Panthers. So here's where you can turn things on them in a hurry. These guys can't change. You can't change when you're the team that iced the puck. Stars bring some fresh bodies out here. Ben looks like he's trying to set a pace for the Stars here in the second period with the puck. That's twice he's taken it right down the guts of the ice and at the Panthers. There's the, they're so wise.
The Devo.
Get kicked out by a little bit of time. Everybody get an extra breath. Stars win the draw. Dillon hands it to Whitney. Firing tip by Chiasson just wide. He goes after the puck. He scores. Backhanding it around. Chiasson ties the game. NHL has made many little augmentations to the rule book over the last few years. One of the greatest things they've done is the team that ices the puck can't change. Off of that, tired players, Stars win the draw, which is the first part of it. And Chiasson, who's lethal around the net. Does this go in a year ago with the pudgier nets? I don't know. A little shallower to the front. Tough play on the backhand. With that stick curved away from it, he nudges it off the glove of Tim Thomas and knots this game at 1.
Chiasson's first of the season, first goal for the Stars this year. Dallas' second-round pick in the 07 draft, and they expect a lot out of him. Great play by Robidas to keep the kid Barkov away.
Boy, we did ever.
Eakin leaning on the aforementioned second overall pick. Ryan Whitney firing it around the boards. Weaver plunks it deeper. Boys back of the net. Tried to throw it out front. Robidas wouldn't allow it. Weaver pumping it, Lettinen. It was going wide, but he pulls it in. Dallas Stars have tied the game. Whitney and Dillon with the assists on Alex Chiasson's first of the season.
No question, those two have some nice chemistry. Whitney and Alex Chiasson. Chiasson with the tying goal here on that wraparound from behind the net where there's a little more room this season. A good indication here with the ice guru of the NHL drawing lines on the ice to show. I remember in training camp when we were over in Fort Worth, and I had to ask, are those the new nets? And they said yes, because to the naked eye, you can't tell. But there's a little more space in behind. It's about a 4-inch difference in behind the net, and I think we've seen evidence of that being beneficial to players with the puck here tonight.
Slow hopping puck with Cole given a rough ride by Campbell. Jamie Benn hacked at it. Kopecky boards to boards. Out of the corner, Kopecky chasing after it. Benn shoulders him there. Jamie, the younger Benn, the captain, number 14, brother Jordy, the defenseman. And there's Jamie, who sidesteps Winchester neatly. Begins the attack a little bit too far for the outstretched Tyler Seguin. Jamie Benn kept it in again. In the slot it goes. It pinballs around to Campbell. Somehow it seems to find his stick a lot. Kopecky from center wiring it in. Kari Lettinen ducking, taking refuge in his net.
But Campbell's one of those players that anticipates so well, so he ends up in the right spot ahead of the time. Can read where the puck is going, not where it is.
Thomas has not been overly busy here in the second period. Got back of the net. Weaver to Huberdeau in front. Jordy Benn chopped at it. And now with his feet defends against Huberdeau at center ice. Daly to Horcoff. He'll relay it deep. Fiddler in a hurry. Got past Ryan Whitney, but Thomas makes the play up the boards. Huberdeau lost it. Lost his stick, and that allows Horcoff to give it to Fiddler moving in. He shoots on the backhand and a save. Thomas with the glove.
But Tim Thomas has looked sharp for a guy who only played a couple of preseason games and didn't play at all last year. He's looked sharp. This is the second time we've seen the stick betrayal play here in the second. Huberdeau breaks it. Pocket picked by Horcoff. Scampering in is Fiddler. And Thomas, I think, read the fact that he got pushed to his backhand. Good play by Weaver, the defenseman, to come over and cut his ice off. And on the backhand, a relatively easy save by Thomas, who moved strongly to his left, I might add, on that save.
Doesn't even have his mask all painted up yet.
I don't think he's ever been that far left, has he?
No, he has not. Fleischmann in the Dallas zone. Versteeg firing, save. Lettinen punched it out with the blocker and then some contact in front.
Surprised that wasn't goalie interference. It usually is. I know it was accidental, but in past they haven't really cared. Gotch got tangled up with Lettinen.
Robidas, Cody Eakin along the boards for the Stars. Cole pushing it off. Robidas on his backhand gives it to Dillon. A shot deflected and a save. Thomas, this time a little more to his right where he's comfortable. Midway through the game, the Stars and the Panthers are tied at 1.
Getting it started in the season opener, and that man, Kari Lettinen, has been splendid here tonight. There have been some hiccups in front of him. Uncharacteristic puck errors by some veteran guys, too, that have resulted in quality opportunities. Shorthanded bit. They give up 2 in a row back in the first period. Gotch and Winchester gets them both. Talked to Lettinen this morning, and he really didn't want the morning skate. He just wanted to skip past it, move on, let's get to the game. He's been near perfect on some really dangerous-looking efforts from the Panthers throughout this one, as we are just an eyelash patch mid-game here at American Airlines Center. I can't believe that they had him, you know, everybody has their own rankings, but somebody had him at 20th in the league. They haven't been watching enough games over the last couple of years.
And they'll lean on him again like they're doing tonight.
That's offside.
Yeah, by a mile.
Huberdeau, I think, was anticipating something else and danced in on the left side. Talented young guy. The goaltending's been good. The game at times has been a little hectic, I would say. Not completely buttoned down. It's early. Maybe they realize they have to play 82 this year, not 48. Let's wade into this.
Yes. Last year it was a sprint. Gudbranson broke it up but gave it to Jamie Benn. Passes behind Cole. Huberdeau niftily ahead. Shot saved. Lettinen. That good from Drew Shore.
That's a nice play by Shore. He looked him off a little bit and then whipped it on net. Tough save.
Cole staying with it, charging forward, and he goes tumbling over Thomas, and the play continues. Icing against Florida.
Boy, that was heels over head on that one. After they turn it over at the attacking blue line, they get it back in their own zone. Kari Lettinen with the save on this one. Tough one. Used the defenseman as a screen. Lettinen in good shape. They come the other direction, and Cole, vintage Cole when he's playing well, to try to drive the net. He and Gudbranson got into a tete-a-tete. It's a good opportunity for Eric Cole, who was uneven last year after the trade.
Jordy Ben peppers that one in. Save time to Huberdeau. Wow. To a ducking Dallas bench or near it.
Fraser just about took that one right in the grill. There's Fraz.
Oh, yeah.
Got nailed last year in practice on a puck off a crossbar in the head. Man, oh, man. It's a rough shift for the youngster.
Oh, yeah. He'll shake it off. He'll be right back in there. Fiddler and Winchester. Winchester wins the draw, rifling it back. Hand pass from Horcoff to Nichushkin. Sunday, it's another full day of college football, beginning with 20th-ranked Texas Tech taking on Kansas, followed by Washington State and Cal on Fox Sports 1. Then on Fox, it's a Big 12 matchup between TCU and 11th-ranked Oklahoma. And then in the nightcap, West Virginia battle 17th-ranked Baylor. Yeah, there's some good football in Texas. Fox Sports is your home for college football all season long. Jordy Ben was sturdy against Winchester, allowing his partner Daly to grab the puck in the Dallas zone. 8.5 left in the second period. 1-1 for the Stars and the Panthers. Horcoff takes the line, leaves it for Fiddler. Shooting it, St. Thomas. Rebound was there. Nichushkin couldn't get to it. Shot loose. Horcoff firing it in front. And it does not get to where it needed to go. The net is off its pegs behind Tim Thomas.
Is there going to be a penalty? I think there has to be, right? Because they wouldn't blow it until there was a change of possession. So I think it might be Thomas that gets the minor for delay a game. It's a nice exit by the two defensemen. Bide their time. Daly and Jordy Ben pick their way up the ice. Horcoff comes really close to stashing this one. Comes to him, had to fight a little bit. I think it got deflected. And then let's see how the net comes off. They just taking it out to center ice and no penalty?
Yeah, they may have blown the whistle in error in the faceoff coming at center ice. There was no imminent attack at the dislodged net zone. Here comes Eakin, who stumbles his way forward.
I've never seen him call it like that, that quickly. Now there's going to be a penalty. They're going to call that cross-checking? Ooh, man.
Huberdeau down. And the man who put him there.
Whitney comes over in disbelief. This is allegedly cross-checking. You can see what Lindy Ruff thinks of it. Puck comes in, it's bouncing around a little bit. In comes Chiasson. Yeah, he got him right in the lower lumbar and knocked him down. Yeah. On replay, I guess you can buy it a little bit more.
So cross-checking to Alex Chiasson, who has the only Dallas goal. Power play number 3 for the Panthers. They're 0 for 2. Gilbert on top. Spreading it out. Campbell surveying his options, dropping it to Gomez. He has the Panthers goal, and Fiddler with a good reach, able to knock that out. Thomas dumps it around the net. Gilbert pivots away from Fiddler, who now pursues him, forcing him to drop it back. Horcoff knocks it deeper. 90 left on the power play. 7.5 remains in the second period. 1-1 the score. Kari Lehtinen saw it himself, cleared to the line, but not out. Campbell's pass about cheek high. Fleischmann guiding it back to Campbell for Gomez along the half boards. Leaving it for Fleischmann, back out to Campbell, to Gilbert. A shot wide of the net. Campbell resetting it. Eakin there to challenge him. Goes right to Roussel, who with his line mate dispatched for the game misconduct in the first has not seen that much ice. Now eager to get out here on this kill.
Yeah, it's turned into primarily a 3-line game for Lindy Ruff.
Campbell setting it in deep. Huberdeau away from Robida. Goodbranson a shot. Save. Lehtinen. Jamie Benn has some room. And he'll swat it all the way down. 35 left on the Chiasson minor. Want to get a run along the boards.
He hit the ref.
It was the ref. Pardon me. Justin St. Pierre.
You can call him a run if you want.
I didn't mean it that way. And this one tipped out of play.
Good hustle by Jordy Ben to get back and knife that offering from Barkov up and out of play. The penalty killing led by those two guys that were out there to start it again. Horcoff and Fiddler has looked good tonight. You know, nice addition to have a guy like Sean Horcoff to come in and give you another pseudo captain on your special teams.
Fiddler wrestled it away from Barkov, and the Stars clear it.
Good face-off win by the Stars' best man last year at that skill, Fiddler.
52%. Barkov got it over. Huberdeau has some room. Huberdeau. Daly nicely along. Jordy Ben has Chiasson out of the box. Hits him at the line. Waits for help. Pops it in deep. Mueller was after the puck. Goligoski knocked it deeper, and Mueller chipped it up and out of play with 5:43 remaining in the second period, and the Stars and the Panthers tied at 1 in Dallas. Dallas Stars hockey on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by Ford. It's the Built Ford Tough sales event at your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. By the all-new Mazda 6, when you change everything, you change everything. And by DQ, the home of fan food, not fast food. Back inside the American Airlines Center, 1-1, and back to play we go. Weaver to Campbell. Stars pressuring. Gonchar came down, puck lifted out. Matthias hounding Goligoski, who fired it ahead. Mueller from center ice. The hit from Weaver almost put him into the Dallas bench. Leave it for Matthias. Mueller back into the play. Tapping it back to Goligoski. Shot it, tip. Oh, and Thomas with Roussel right on his lap.
That's how things got inflamed back in the opening period. Thomas with the save. Roussel with the foraging. Managed to get this thing through from the point. Interesting that Lindy Ruff out of that TV timeout goes the youngsters out here. Nichushkin on the right wing side where Garbett was to start the game, and they almost get rewarded because of his confidence in them.
Ben swashbuckling with Big Goodbranson over there. Been given their admonishments. Sagan and Gotch. And Gotch has been good in that department.
Yeah, we've seen that matchup throughout the game, too, and it's been advantage Florida.
Loose puck. Thomas creeps out to grab it.
Pressure, pressure, pressure. You can see why teams want to be hounding with their forwards and forechecks and force defensemen to make decisions they don't want to make quicker. Whitney, who had training camp with the St. Louis Blues and then was one of the Gagala guys signed to one-year deals when the ownership got settled in Florida, comes off now after that loosey-goosey pass.
Call forth Gilbert down, and then Gilbert went down. Turnover. Jamie Benn, a shot. Thomas the save.
Well, that is winning the loss, huh?
Yeah.
Right from the draw. You can see the smile on Thomas underneath that mask of his. Clean win. Cole jumps his man. Ben jumps the lane. Gotch gives it right to him, and they get a quality chance in tight on Thomas.
Seguin wins this draw. Gonchar punches it deep. Jamie Benn back of the net to Seguin. Shot deflected wide. Gilbert was ready for it. Up comes Versteeg. Curl away from Benn. Find the outlet man, Gilbert. Looks to Fleischman at center ice. Backhanded deep. Alex Goligoski spun it up. Campbell keeping it in with the backhand. Seguin tried to force that puck out. He got Versteeg out of the zone. He's now back up to hold the line to Gotch. Gonchar took it to Motti. Goligoski took the puck, but now they give it back up. And Versteeg. Careful of him. Jamie Benn's over there. Can't get it past Weaver. Skips it deep. Versteeg now back of the net. Looking for Barkov in front. Seguin wouldn't allow the pass. Versteeg trying to escape. 3 victory green sweaters there, and they keep it in. Campbell. Chiasson was shadowing him. Huberdeau put it back in the net for Barkov. Boyes is in front, playing with these 2 youngsters. Campbell from the top, over to Weaver. Huberdeau, Campbell shooting it. Save Lettinen. It bounces around. Barkov shot, saved, scramble. Lettinen on all fours has the puck and a much-needed whistle for his mates.
Well, this all started with one ill-advised pass by Alex Goligoski around the boards. He threw it right into the traffic. Ben was the guy who grabbed it. He's surrounded by 3 Panthers. And on the business end of a long shift in the attacking zone, the puck firmly ensconced in Dallas's end. Kari Lettinen finally grabs a hold of it, and they get some fresh legs out here.
Panthers worked to win the draw. It was Shore coming in there. Gomez had tied it up. Dallas trying to get it back. Fleischman reached for it. Nichushkin looking for the return. Reached out to get it. In he comes. Threw it in front. Tripped up, but no call. As Fiddler was dumped in front, and he's slow to get back up and try and find his balance. He is hunched over on his way to the Dallas bench. Ryan Whitney up ahead. Puck at the Dallas line. Barkov claims it. Here comes Mueller. Shooting. Deflected away. Gomez to Kopetsky. And here comes Gomez again. Good. Flying it on in. Lettinen accepting it down on both knees.
That line, I think, has been pretty good tonight. Fiddler, Barkov, and Nichushkin. Fiddler got drilled back in the first period, and there's a little woozy on the Stars bench here now. Take it wide and get it to the net. The kid's learning quickly. Well, that should have been interference, huh? Gilbert comes in. Fiddler gets toppled. Violent collision with the ice.
Face off in the Dallas zone. Huberdeau has it back to the net. Trevor Daley forced him to the boards. Goodbridson has it at the line. Shot it. Lettinen. Ooh, that was flashy.
Yeah, a little sass.
Yeah.
A little quick sass on that one. There's been a lot of face-offs, it feels like, here in the second period. Comes down to possession. Off draws. Stars goal came off a face-off win. Cody Eakin was the man who won it.
He wins this one away from Barkov. Shot from Boyes. Kicked out of play. The 24th bid at the Dallas net. 23 of them have been turned aside.
Just feel like the puck's gotten away from the Stars at times tonight.
Yeah.
Whether they're too jacked up or a combination of that not being crisp and some quick, smart pressure from the Panthers. But for a club that would like to have the puck a lot, they haven't had the puck a lot.
Boys will try Mueller to Kari Lettonen's left, 2:21 remaining in the second period. Mueller wins the draw. Off to the races, Roussel. Weaver has him tied up. Roussel quickly after the puck, threw it in front. Close. In check, goes to the line. Jordy Benn, a drive, tipped into the corner.
Boy, that's the pass you don't want, whether you're a rookie or a sophomore. Huberdeau just threw it backhand out into the high slot. They get away with it.
Big puck battle along the boards. Branson sends it along. Weaver delayed and turned it over. Mueller has to wait for Roussel to tag up. He'll do it. Not yet, though. Mid-change. Frank down the ice. Robida giving Kopecky a stiff shoulder.
Ruff had Nichushkin out here instead of Cole with the big line.
Seguin over to Benn. Shooting it, save, rebound. Seguin overskated it. Nichushkin has it caught. Oh, and it just went right past him. Robida drive. Deflected wide of the net. Jamie Benn back of the net. Trying to get away from Gilbert. Squeezing it along to Seguin. Gilbert takes over, finds Kopecky, the safety valve. Matthias turns to find it. Kopecky at the line, gives it to Campbell. Stops up against Robida. Nichushkin reaching in. He'll hand it to Benn with a minute remaining in the second period. Jamie Benn takes the line. Tried to corkscrew it over to Nichushkin, and Ryan Whitney clears the zone. Jamie Benn displeased. Sergei Gonchar up to the line for Cole. Lost it at the line. Fiddler's back out here for the Stars. Gonchar stepped up. Matthias escapes. Fiddler cut him off at the Dallas line. Half a minute remaining in the period. In comes Fiddler, cutting to the middle. Still cutting now to his left. Shot it, saved. Loose in front off Weaver, and they get the whistle.
With Cole picking away. So a little juggling here late in the second period from Lindy Ruff. Throw some different looks at the Panthers. Almost gets rewarded here. Good outlet pass. There have been 3 of those in a row by the Stars defense to spring some speed up, but that just felt right. Came off Thomas, off Weaver, and right back into him. Same group out here that tied the game early in the second period to take this draw. To the right of Thomas, who's been excellent. The goaltending's been stellar here through almost 40 minutes. They got a problem with the glass in the corner. They should, I would think, if this is going to take a while, just tack on the 25 seconds to the third period and send them to the room.
And that's what deliberations are about now.
That's called producing from the booth.
Lonnie Cameron, Scott Driscoll, the linesman, Eric Furlock, Justin St-Pierre.
And away, I think they're going to send them. Got a problem down there.
I'm glad they're listening.
Go to the room. They have microphones, we have microphones. So we're going to have a 20-minute hockey game, or maybe a tad more. Stars get it even with that guy's goal here in the second. Low-scoring affair, high-chance affair at times, though, here tonight.
Opening night in Dallas for the Dallas Stars and the visiting Florida Panthers. The Stars come back after Scott Gomez's first period goal to see the kid Jason even it up. The studio is next. Dallas Stars hockey on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. 1-1 after 40 minutes here in Dallas. Goal coming from Alex Chiasson in the second period for the Stars to even things up. And Vern Fiddler has had a big bite out of this game, Razor, the opener for the Stars.
He's been involved right from the get-go. He got pasted early on one of those pucks that you thank your defenseman for up the boards. Gudbranson nailed him there. The line's been in and around it. We talked to Horkoff in between periods, said they felt better in the second than they did in the first. He and Horkoff have a little magic together. It's been great on face-offs. One of the best for the Stars here tonight. A real strength for him. And the penalty killing. Not a lot of penalties in the game, but he's certainly been a leader in that regard. Big Nichushkin on the wing. Boy, he's been banged up a little bit tonight, though, huh? That hit in the first period, an awkward fall, came close to tucking one in late in that second period. That's a typical game from Vern Fiddler. As much as they're trying to bed in a lot of new players here in game number one, you know, a guy like Fiddler, been here for a couple of years and has a leadership role with this group, only knows one way to play. And this has devolved down into a 20-minute hockey game here tonight.
Well, 20 minutes and 25 seconds.
Thank you.
Yes. So,
and perhaps maybe more even after that.
So we have to go to the face-off to Tim Thomas's right.
Always found these,
our right. And
always found these awkward as a goaltender because you come out and you have your habits and you scrape up your crease the way you want. But it's only going to be your crease for 25 seconds, and then you got to go down to the other end and deal with the other guy's issues.
Well, here we go. 25 5/10 then officially remaining in the second period. Face-off in the Florida zone. Koch got it around. Campbell nudging it off the glass, and there might be another face-off down in Thomas's zone. There will be on the hybrid icing. Goligoski won the race to the dot.
Yeah, and essentially you hear hybrid icing, and it was voted on by the players. It was not unanimous. There were a couple of teams that I know of that voted against it, including the St. Louis Blues, from what I heard, along with New Jersey. But it's a race to the dots, essentially, rather than the icing line.
Cole went barging after it again. He dragged the puck with him, and Thomas scrambling. And the Stars, I think Sagan's asking that maybe one of the Panthers closed his hand or covered the puck in the blue.
Let's have a look at it off the draw. Kind of a tie. Good work by Cole to jump from those boards against Campbell, the defenseman, and get it in there. It would have been Campbell's glove.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever got it, though, did he? It looked like he was thinking about it, and Tim Thomas wisely ripped it away from him.
8 seconds remaining then in the second period. I know this is awkward. And Goligoski will keep Versteeg at bay. And there's the end of the second period, but don't go anywhere because we're not going anywhere either.
It's exhausting. This is like back in Mites, Pee Wee, or Bantam, where when the period ends, they don't bring the Zamboni out. Usually the two goalies at that age group, and certainly in beer leagues, the adult leagues at night, the two goalies would tap each other on their way by.
Sure they would.
You don't do that at the NHL level. They just skated and ignored one another right at the logo at center ice. And now they'll scrape up the crease that the other guy scraped up and make it their own. It's almost like the animal kingdom where they pee on trees and what have you.
Yeah,
Ralph,
right. Yes.
so as to stake their territory.
Correct.
And that's what they're doing right now.
Y'all are nuts. You know that, right?
Some more than others.
Yes. Eakin ripped it away from Matthias, and so the third period begins for real. Shots 24-19 Florida. 1-1 hockey game. Dallas moving right to left here in the third period in those flashing new victory green uniforms. And here's Alex Goligoski. Pass ahead off Chiasson, Dallas's goal scorer. Crowding Campbell along the wall. Gilbert behind the net. Chiasson pursuing. Whitney waiting for the puck. And it popped back. Florida's still trying to break out here. And Campbell up the middle, but a tough pass as Gonchar was standing on Kopecky.
Good read by Sergei Gonchar to slip up there. He's not going to bowl him over, but came close to turning that over and right back at the Panthers.
Huberdeau shot it weakly. Nichushkin shot it out to center ice. Boys turned it back across. Goligoski led all Stars last season in assists. He also was their leading scorer in the blue line. And Robida. They've changed defense pairs. Dillon kept it away from Boys. Here comes Fiddler. Dropped the shoulder, and Goodbranson again got a piece of him. Barkov got it out. Nichushkin to the boards, but Fiddler was changing. And so Big Val, 6'3", 205-pound, 18-year-old, number 43. Dallas's first-round pick. 10th overall, on his way to the bench. Fleischmann in, ripped it, save Lettman. Stars finish off opening weekend with a marquee matchup against OV and the Washington Capitals on Saturday, October 5th. All fans in attendance will receive victory green t-shirts like they've received tonight, courtesy of Celebrity Cruises. Tonight, Dr. Pepper is paying the freight. Get your tickets at 214-GO-STARS or visit DallasStars.com.
Seems like it was a week ago that Washington opened up.
Yes, doesn't it? It was quite a game, too, in Chicago. Notch off to Fleischmann. Shot it. Loose in front. Jordy Benn to the rescue. Gotch is chasing him. He gave it to Seguin. Easing it over to Daly. Takes the line. Benn shot it. Can't save Thomas. Benn back of the net. Campbell taking Fleischmann's stick. Fleischmann going to pick up Campbell's. Daly. Seguin kicking it over. Traffic in front. Jordy Benn shot it, and Daly was roving through. Knocked it into the corner. Fleischmann chipped it out, and full changes for the Panthers and the Stars. Daly hands it back. Jordy Benn angling left through center, gives it to Roussel down the wing. Shot it, saved Thomas. Rebounds there, but so is Gomez. He lost it to Mueller. Roussel with Mueller and Yashushkin. Put it in front. Gomez cleaned it up. Shore goes across the ice. Gonchar back quickly. Beating it to Mueller. Mueller spent the last 3 seasons in the Nashville Predators organization. And in he comes. Shot Goligoski saved Thomas. Puck bouncing at the side of the net. Mueller held up.
Thomas's best stop of the night. Stars defense have been activated on these last 2 shifts. Daly earlier, Goligoski there.
Shore leaves it for Upshaw. Dropped it off. Gomez on top. Upshaw. A shot blocked off of Mueller and wide. Shore back of the net. Nichushkin reaches, and out he comes. Now Whitney and Goligoski joining him at the line, and he barges down the boards. Holding up, it's poke checked away. Eakin twirling with Huberdeau. Guided out by Shore to center ice, and Eakin stripped it away. Huberdeau crossed over with it. Barkov finding it in the corner. Boyes is in front. Huberdeau walks out and couldn't get it in front to Boyes. Campbell. Barkov lost it, taps it deeper to Boyes. Huberdeau waiting for the pass that doesn't come as Eakin has them all wrapped up. Now Huberdeau has it. Can't do much with it. Gave it to Barkov. Shot it, saved Lettinen, and no rebound.
Work on their defensive zone coverage in the tail end of that shift. The defense joining, and this is one thing that the Stars would like to have as a steady diet in their attack. That's Daly hustling down with those great wheels of his on the right wing side. Then Goligoski on the next shift, again activated from a defense position to an attack position, and easily Timmy Thomas's best save of the game. Awkwardly, but effectively.
Kopetsky. Gave it away to Seguin. Popped it forward for Cole. Cole back out here. We've seen some augmentation with Seguin and Benn getting another winger, but they've got Cole back.
Saw a little flip-flopping late in that second period. That was about the only time. He's tried to stick with it again because of the fracas that broke out in the first period. The Stars lost a winger in Ryan Garbett. The Panthers lost a defenseman in Kulikov. Second infractions or tilts during a fight already. You're out of the game if you do that.
Seguin plowing through, but the Stars are offside at the line.
Tyler Seguin hasn't had the puck all that much tonight. I think Benn's had it a lot more than him. No question that there's been a focus on him here tonight. Career point leaders, 21 and under. The 2 guys that the debate was raging in 2010, Taylor Hall or Tyler Seguin, who goes first. Hall went first, Seguin second. Jeff Skinner and Fowler rounding that group out. By far, and I mean by far, Seguin is the only guy in the plus category of plus minus. Yeah. He's plus 53, Fowler's minus 60.
Oh, here we're skipping in, and Thomas gets a very quick whistle.
Did he ever? A good play by Jordy Ben to get this to the net. It's a tough play for him, too. He's a left shot over on the right-hand side. Puck gets whipped around. They're trying to get it out. He boots it from a skate to a stick and still gets it through to the net. You can see the drive-by up top. Drive-by deflection there by Horcoff. Almost bounced between the pillows. They got to trim another inch off those pads. They're going to get 5 whole goals again.
Yep. Horcoff was foraging for the puck. Panthers have it. Nichushkin steals it back. Fiddler clipped. Penalty coming up. Shot it. Save Thomas. The late call against Florida for that high stick. Jordy Ben dropping it deep to Horcoff. Back of the net. Worked his way clear. And there's the touch from Gotch and the ensuing power play for the Stars.
The line's been good. They've been good tonight. They've done what you want a line like this to do. The Nichushkin's look comfortable tonight, too. The youngsters taking a lot of pucks wide. Fiddler and Horcoff have done a lot of grunt work. In a puck possession game, they've had the puck a lot. And their work on the Panthers side of center ice has put the Stars on the power play here again.
Gotch for high sticking. Third power play of the night for Dallas. They're 0 for 2. Looking for their first lead of the game. 5.5 minutes into the third. Eric Cole, Alex Chiasson, Tyler Seguin, Jamie Benn, and that guy, Sergei Gonchar, definitely kept it in along the line.
Man, if the Panther penalty kill ever been aggressive, though, up top, whenever the Stars have been on the power play, especially this number 1 unit's had a tough time getting set up. They've had no time to dust it off and set things up. They've been hounded.
They'll let Gonchar carry it. Weaving his way across the line. Tucking it around the boards. Weaver going over there. Cole holding him up. Chiasson back of the net. Looking for options. Finds Jamie Benn. Gonchar straight away. Seguin a shot. Blocked by Weaver. Turned but gave it right back towards Seguin. Gonchar keeps it in. Finds Benn. Benn across the ice to Seguin out of the corner. Off to the side for Chiasson. Slaps it back to Seguin, guiding it out to Gonchar. Shooting, tip, loose in front. Chiasson fell, so did Goodbranson. Stars have the puck. Chiasson's pass blocked by a sprawled Weaver. Now Cole comes in, he's going to get a penalty. Wasn't much.
Weaver felt the nudge and went down. Weaver's kind of there. Stefan Robida. Excellent penalty killer. Showed it earlier in this set with the big block shot. He got tail-lighted by Cole. Makes his third trip to the sin bin here tonight. Really? So that does in the Dallas power play. They finally got it set up and worked around a little bit, and it ends midway through. So a little open ice and some 4-on-4. Cole is in full disbelief in there.
Florida wins the faceoff. There's Campbell. Gilbert shot it. Lettman saw it all the way. Bunts it over to the corner. Nichushkin and Eakin attacking for the Stars. Nichushkin weaving his way across the line. Gonchar knocks it in deep.
A little more open ice, a little more like home.
Nichushkin almost came out that far side with the puck. Goligoski in, pressuring Kubadorf. Eakin tying up. Slipped it in front. Shot by Gonchar. Blocked by Gilbert out of the zone. And I don't know that Thomas would have found that.
I don't think he would have. 2 big blocks by the Panther defense in the last minute here. Weaver earlier on the penalty kill, and then that one.
Rock is hit by Eakin on Goodbranson. Now here comes Versteeg into the Dallas zone. Florida's back at full strength, but Fiddler pitches it away. Here he comes, short-handed. Roussel is joining. Fiddler in to Roussel. A shot. No, wide rebound, score! Brendan Dillon. Stars take their first lead. It's 2-1.
Vern Fiddler's fingerprints are all over the opener here tonight. Great play to spring himself. Wise play to nudge this over. Not an easy play. Great save on the original, but Dillon, multiple times we've seen this third period, the Stars defense jump up on the rush, playing 4 aside. Defensemen are dangerous. Dillon gets rewarded. Waits on it, yawning net. Thomas lost it. Nobody picked up Dillon. The Stars go ahead.
I think Vern Fiddler had 3 assists on that goal.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's a shorthanded goal for Dillon and the Stars at 7:32. And they lead 2-1. 45 left on the Florida power play. Campbell carrying it in. Versteeg from the wing. Shot it. Saved Lettinen, and he has it.
Well, early last season in his rookie year, Brendan Dillon showed a real flair for the offense. It dwindled as the campaign moved along, but everything else was in place. The physicality, the stalwart defending, really opened a lot of people's eyes. He picked up votes for Rookie of the Year. Now the question is, can you take it to the next level or at least maintain what you did as a rookie? Off to a good start.
It's Fiddler again in the midst of a pile. Dallas coming up with the puck. Jordy Ben with time and space, and he'll use both. Stars get called back at 20 seconds. 11:45 remaining in the third period. 2-1 Stars. Campbell up ahead through center. Takes the Dallas line. They're onside with Gotch and Versteeg flanking him. That's Versteeg back in the net. Lost the puck. Fleischmann buried by Horcoff. Gilbert over to Campbell. Penalty is over. Gilbert passing to Fleischmann. Shot it. Blocked by Daly. Putting up the body. Now he's battered back of the net. Jordy Bennett position on Versteeg. And he makes a good play to Daly. Outlets to Horcoff. Here come the Stars. Horcoff down the boards. He'll let Cole go in there and fight with Barkov. Barkov got the puck up the wing. Gonchar pinching down to keep it alive for Dallas. Eakin centers it. Whitney is shot, and that's off his stick and wide of the net. Here come the Panthers, 3-on-2. Fedor cross. Boys couldn't catch it.
There's Eakin again tracking back. Wow. Good work.
Goligoski in some peril. And he shot it out of play. 10:41 remaining in the third period, and Brendan Dillon, real bright spot on that back end, has Dallas up 2-1.
Well, just like we promised earlier in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Catch up on the offense in the game. The Panthers opened the scoring late in the opening period. Won some one-on-one battles. Gomez on the business end, chop one pass. Kari Lettinen. The Stars did tie it, though, in the second. Off a face-off win, Alex Chiasson, who must have about a 75% shooting percentage in the National Hockey League, cashes in there. And then shorthanded just after the 4-on-4, Fiddler and company. Fiddler once, twice, the benefactor on that one. Brendan Dillon, the defenseman. Stars D-men have been very aggressive here in the third period, and it pays off for them.
This is a new-look Florida Panthers team, and they're looking for goals. Last year, only the Nashville Predators scored fewer, and just by one, than the Florida Panthers. And now they're loose in front. Upshaw is shot, and again Lettinen to the rescue.
The fourth or fifth time in the game that he has mopped up a mistake.
Shots 28, 29, now 26 in favor of Florida, but boy, they have had a lot of quality looks.
Right, and the worst turnovers are the one in behind your own blue line that don't allow everyone, including your netminder, to get fully set. It's like the shocker.
Cole along the boards. Out to center ice, Gilbert. Deflected in by Gomez. He has their only goal. Robida back of his net. Half a period to play here in the opener for Dallas. Chiasson pulls up, shot it, blocked by Gilbert. Blocked more than a few. Gotch sends it across. Fleischmann takes the line. Versteeg knocked it toward the net. I think he got a piece of it, then Lettinen got what was left.
Juggled the rest.
Wow. 9:38 left in the third. Kari Lettinen keeping Dallas up 2-1.
Stars defenseman Brendan Dillon falling in the equal opportunity trap here in the third period. Has the go-ahead marker. Tried to go back to his defense partner, Stefan Robida. Should have probably taken it north, easy from here. Picked off by Scotty Upshaw. And a mammoth save by Kari Lehtinen just after the Stars go ahead. We want to see that get back to even. And as you mentioned, you know, how many, they've got 30 shots. I would say about 5 or 6 have been like that. Yeah. Turned over, point blank.
Huberdeau in front, save Lehtinen, rebound loose, Gilbert pounding away, Barkov, a shot, he scores! Off the scramble. Stars were asking for a whistle or some sort of relief, but they just got mobbed.
They weren't able to eliminate sticks in front of the net. Boy, that face-off, that's where the Stars tied the game back in the second off a face-off win like that. 1, 2. I don't think anybody could find it. You had the 2 rookies that we talked about off the hop. Nichushkin and Barkov. And Barkov, the 18-year-old, if it's his goal, he becomes the youngest ever to score in the National Hockey League. Is that right?
Yeah.
Boy, Boys was...
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing if you get shoved in, but if your netminder doesn't have the ability to move and make the save, and Boyle was on Lehtinen like a shawl, it should be goalie interference. Wasn't. We're brand new again.
Barkov, whose father is Russian and mother is Finland, is a Finn, and that is his first National Hockey League goal.
Wow. Just turned 18. Another look at the goal. Big, strong guy in front got the initial bid. Boys wasn't resisting very much.
No.
He might have got nudged a little bit from behind, but what a mad scramble that was. The Stars could never find it, and obviously not eliminate sticks in front.
So 2-2 with 9 minutes to play. Gonchar back of his net. Matthias in for a peek. And he goes up the middle to Whitney. That was the out. Eakin to center ice, chipping it away from Weaver and going after it. Campbell up the wall. Kopetsky in front. It's away with that pass, and Campbell again. Elegant skater, center ice firing in deep. That's Lehtinen back of the net. Worked a lot on his puck play, Kari Lehtinen has, and he made a good pass there, and up comes Seguin. Cole gave him some room. Seguin dropped the shoulder, fires it wide of the net. Thomas pulls it in anyway.
2 guys that know each other a little bit.
Yeah.
Sly peek out of the corner of the eye from Seguin toward Timmy Thomas, the 2 of them teammates in Boston on a Stanley Cup championship team. The one thing that Thomas hasn't had to deal with as much in the game as Lehtinen has are multiple opportunities in tight or turnovers 15 feet in front and then a golden opportunity.
As you mentioned, Henry Ruff will have some things to work out. Gotch in his own zone, or in the Dallas zone, protecting the puck. Goes out, Goodbranson, a shot. Went up high.
Wow, did he rip that?
Wow.
Kari Lehtinen tried to cross over with his glove hand and grab that one and couldn't catch up to it. It was humming.
Mystifying shot. Shots are 34-26 Florida. And there's Versteeg hoisting it into the corner. Brendan Dillon has the last Dallas goal. Gave them their only lead of the game, but it was brief, a couple of minutes. Nichushkin had to hunt down last year's Rookie of the Year. Huberdeau got the shot away. Weaver firing it off Kari's pad. Here comes Mueller. To Roussel. Shot it into the glove. That too was headed wide.
You know, Roussel's had a busy night too. The scrap back in the first period gets a point on the what was go-ahead goal here in the third. He's wearing number 21, and it's not lost on him who used to wear that here, Guy Carbonneau. So he understands. Few jersey numbers changed this year. I was going to mention Barkov only because I talked to Jere Lehtinen this morning a little bit about him, and because there's such a void of top-notch world-class center icemen that are Finns, the 18-year-old has a chance to make the Finnish Olympic team.
Wow. Oh, Jere, I'm sure, is here tonight watching him. Jordy Ben up ahead to Whitney. He was overwhelmed. Gilbert, a shot. Ooh, deflected wide. Jason took the hit, made the play. Eakin, Whitney wanted that puck. Now Eakin has to wait for him to gain the line. That was a give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. Then he never got it. Campbell from center, tossing it in deep. Kopetsky, who also has won a Stanley Cup with the Hawks last year, the previous one. Ryan Whitney up to Matthias, cross for Winchester, away from his grasp. Gonchar, not a fiddler. See what he can manufacture here. Goligoski backing up that play, bringing it across the line. Hopeful shot blocked by Weaver again. But Weaver and Gilbert have both blocked shots very well tonight.
That group in general for them, this is a pretty good, veteran group that's been together on the blue line for Kevin Dineen. Has played well here tonight.
Well, again, remember, they've been rolling 5 most of the night.
That's what I mean.
Robida in there with Barkov. Boys tried to center it. Sagan stripped him, and here comes Cole rumbling down the boards, trying to get past Campbell. Campbell held him up. He threw it in front, and it's behind both Ben and Sagan. Huberdeau turned it over. Dillon to Sagan at the line. Spun away from Goodbranson's hit. Cole in there to plow out Campbell. Van to Sagan, the side of the net in front to Cole. Now Dillon, a blast! Oh, that hits Goodbranson. And it got him up high.
And Ben, I think, hit the crossbar.
Dillon put everything he had into that shot, and it just toppled Goodbranson. 2-2 game, 5:18 to play, and it stays tied because he gives up the body.
Two teams were in the bottom 6 of goals against average last year. The Panthers were the most charitable. They allowed 3.5 goals per game. So having Tim Thomas come in and do what he's done here tonight, Kari Lehtinen do what he's done. Lehtinen has been terrific. He had a very uneven season last year on home ice, as the team did. He had nights where he was terrific, other nights where not so much. Tonight he's been marvelous on some real quality chances the Stars have served up, especially on turnovers in behind their own blue line. He has mopped up repeatedly. Faced 36, surrendered 2. This is that last chance. Boy, Cole just trailed away and missed it, the original block, but watch the rebound. Ben grabs it and ting. Had him beat. Had Thomas swimming and caught the iron over his shoulder.
Face-off outside the line because the puck was played with a high stick by a Dallas Star in the net in the Florida zone. Campbell again. Seems like he's been out there all night.
Well, he eats up a ton of ice time, whether they have 6, 5, or 4.
25 minutes already. Centering pass. They scored, Scotch! Fleischman put it in front, and it's 3-2 Florida.
Off the rush. Well, you can see this thing unfold. Second time in the game where there hasn't been stout defensive zone coverage. Guys watching on the way back. I think the Stars have been a little in between with their defensive zone coverage at times. You'd see Dillon was worried about Versteeg wide. They had no forward coming through to pick up Gotch on his traipse toward the net. The dangerous guy is the guy right in front. Nobody had him covered. Relatively easy goal for the Panthers to go ahead again.
Fiddler, Nichushkin, and Horkoff up front for the Stars. Fiddler looking for the puck, got away from Weaver. Ryan Whitney to his partner. And there's Jordy Ben. Trevor Daley picking his way forward, and Fiddler and company offside at the line.
Done lots of good things throughout the game here tonight, but as the third has moved on, it's just felt like they've spent more and more time in behind their own blue line and have been a tad bit either unsure, and they talked about this at training camp. You know, competing at a high level was going to be a key, and trusting one another was going to be another huge key for the Stars without the puck. And I don't think that trust has been there throughout the game consistently.
Cole takes the line. Seguin going after the puck. Gilbert has the inside position on him, and the Panthers clear it. Stars led this game at one point 2-1 here in the third period, but the Panthers have stayed hungry. Gonchar back in the net. Under 4 minutes to play. The Stars need at least one. Benn along the wing. Seguin with his speed moving in. And Campbell defends. Cole back there. So is Jamie Benn. Rushing it out to Goligoski. Shot blocked on its way in again. This time Kopecky a forward. He'll angle it ahead. Matthias spun about. And the puck rolls harmlessly off Lettinen to Jamie Benn. He'll leave it for Gonchar as the Stars change. Nichushkin going to barrel his way up the middle. Boys backhands it deep for Florida. Jordy Benn hands it off to Fiddler. Passing to Horcoff. He'll delay and give it back to Fiddler. Lost it in his skates, recovers to shoot it deep. Thomas back of his net. Daly firing. Saved by Thomas. Fiddler tried to tip it. I don't think he did. Boys shooting it out. Jordy Benn held it briefly at the line. Weaver staggers forward with it. Bordeaux is offside with 2:50, 5-0 remaining in the third period, and Dallas needing a goal to tie it.
There's a chance to peek at the 4-game summary tonight. Chiasson continues on where he left off last year. His ability to score goals. Amazing run that he's on in his early career. The Panthers with those 2 goals, a little spasm of offense here in the third. And Fiddler's been, maybe for my money, I know Benn has been noticeable throughout this game too, but Fiddler's been really good tonight for Dallas.
Whitney bringing it from outside the line. The 38th Florida shot of the night. Robida icing against Dallas.
You look at the 3 goals against that the Stars have given up, and there's been a theme sort of with all of them with coverage. It just looks like guys have been unsure of their duties right in front of the net. The Gomez one was some breakdowns, some one-on-one breakdowns and coverage in front. The Barkov, another one, scramble in front, multiple opportunities, and then off the rush, this last one, assignments missed.
Gomez and Robida, similar size in the corner. Robida, Gomez all bottled up. And it drifts ahead to Chiasson. Ship it in, try and get past Ryan Whitney. Can't do it. Richardson up the boards, and it's relayed out. Gonchar, as Florida changes. Chiasson couldn't grab it at the line. 2 minutes remaining in the third period, and icing coming against Florida.
Boy, the other thing, too, is you look at the just abouts and the what-ifs, right? Dylan puts them ahead with that shorthanded goal. Looks like they're going to be able to check their lead protection in the third period. Instead, Bing right away, Barkov ties it up. Then just before Gotch gets them their go-ahead goal, Ben hit the crossbar at the other end, and that mad flurry when it looked like Cole was going to have a dunk. So the flip and the flop and the just about, the tiddlywinks and the hand grenades.
No icing here. Lettinen out to get it. And we'll keep checking on him when Lindy Ruff wants to pull him. Goligoski attacking the line. He backs him off. Jamie Benn away from Campbell back in the net. There goes Lettinen to the Dallas bench. Extra attacker is coming, but Cole has a chip past him, and Gotch will end it, or come very close to ending it with 1:29 remaining in the third period, and Florida now up 4-2 on Gotch's second in a row.
I remember when Marcel Gotch was playing for the San Jose Sharks, and my note for him was always, you know, he plays, you don't notice him all that much, but he never has any stats. Here tonight, he was a demon in the face-off circle for 2 periods. and has been explosive offensively here in the third to give him the go-ahead and an insurance marker.
His biggest season was 12 goals.
That's what I mean.
And if the Stars pull Lettman again, he might get a hat trick. Daly up ahead. Roussel unable to catch it, and Weaver just ahead at the dot.
Well, this is not how things were supposed to unfold here tonight with all the newness and on the heels of a stellar preseason where Lindy Ruff's crew went 5-0-2. They never trailed in the preseason. Nope. Trailed early in this one, and now we're trailing late.
Mueller wins the draw. Daly, their hopeful pass ahead, springs a 3-on-2. Mueller across the ice. Nichushkin chipped it toward the back of the net. Lettman out again. Daly is shot blocked by Campbell in front. Jordy Ben with a minute remaining in the game. And it's tossed out. Daly for a seam. He hits Mueller and spun off his skate back to Jordy Ben. Matthias hounding him. Jamie up ahead to Roussel at the line to Jamie Benn. Shooting it. Didn't get anything on it. Campbell clearing it. Just out. And the Stars will have to clear the zone with 35 remaining in the third period. Yes, disappointing for Dallas. They had their opportunities. Lettman kept them in the game with huge stops at big moments. But they broke down once too often in the third. And as Goligoski takes it back for the Florida net, they continue to battle toward the end, but they will come up short against the Florida Panthers in the opener. 4-2, Panthers win.
Yeah, and they got outplayed tonight. They didn't play good enough to win this game. Defensively, some breakdowns, for them, what we've seen so far under Lindy Ruff, uncharacteristic puck errors, and a very spriteful effort out of Tim Thomas and the Florida Panthers opening up on the road here in Dallas. So work to be done. Be interesting to hear where they felt this thing got away from them here tonight.
So the opener is now behind us, and perhaps they can get down to business. Washington comes in here on Saturday night. Alexander Ovechkin and company, 214-GO-STARS or DallasStars.com. Tonight's game produced by Jason Walsh, directed by Mark Vittorio, associate producers John Sponsler and Doug Foster. For everybody up here and for Daryl Ray, I'm Ralph Strangis, and the post-game show is coming up now.